Hi everyone, my name is Nosipho and I do donor care at Feenix. Today we are sitting with Chadley Smit, and Chadley is one of our alumni students that we are going to be featuring for our Youth Month campaign, where we are looking at where are they now, and we just want to find out from him how the opportunity to have an education, to have people invest in him, how that has impacted his life and where he is right now, currently in his life. So Chadley, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to speak to you today. We know we are taking up some professional time, but we really do appreciate you having us here. If you could maybe just introduce yourself a bit to our audience, who you are, what you studied, and where you are currently right now.
Well, thank you, Nosipho, for allowing me the opportunity. I'm truly grateful to put the message out there for the youth and society at large. So, to give you a little bit of background about myself, my name is Chadley Smit. I was born and raised in Cape Town. I come from a predominantly colored area called Ravensmead. I studied human resource management, and I'm currently working at the Western Cape Education Department in a human resource practitioner capacity.
So the first question, obviously, that we all want to know, Chadley, is what brought you to the Feenix platform?
It was in 2020.
Okay.
So in 2017, I completed my national diploma. I always had this at the back of my mind that, a national diploma is not enough. I wanted more, but I didn't have the funds, and I also had historical debt, which made it impossible for me to register because I had a financial block. But I was so clever that I realized that, I then spoke to the financial office, made arrangements, I told them that what is the minimum amount that I can pay so that I can remove the financial block, and they said it was like 500 rand, and at the time I was earning 6,000 rand as an intern at the Western Cape government. I took the liberty and then paid the money, and then I was able to register in 2020 to complete my advanced diploma, which was the BTEC, but it's now known as the advanced diploma. And 6 months through that year, 6 months down the line studying, I got an email from the student advancement office from, I remember the lady's name, Helen Peterson. The day I got paid from Feenix, I went there, I went to go buy her flowers because I thought, look, she was the one that made it possible. I did a little bit of research of Feenix, and I saw that, look at this amazing organization, that's actually coming through and helping those previously disadvantaged students out there, giving students actually a voice, because now because what they actually stand for is like, why you don't need wealth to have access to education. You know what I'm saying? You can have access to education regardless of whether you have wealth or not. And that is what I resonated with. I applied, and then I did everything diligently like they told me to do, and it was December, and I got an email saying that there was funds allocated to my student account. And I still owed money from my national diploma because my parents literally paid only my first year.
So now you are on the Feenix platform, you are live, your profile is live, and then someone decides that you are investment worthy. You are someone that they feel that they want to support. So you get a message saying that someone has made a major donation towards you. Tell me about that part where, you get your journey on the Feenix platform, basically, you getting that donation and how that impacted you and your journey, your educational journey.
Look at that, it was a major relief, financially. It even allowed me access to study towards my postgraduate diploma. There's so many bursaries that I've applied for. I didn't get one response. The only response I got was Feenix.
Sure.
I think that I'm really grateful to Feenix that they contributed to my education, and I'll always remember this. Me, it was life-changing. you know.
Yeah. So, I mean, we spoke a little bit about how having an education has changed your life. And that is what we are trying to highlight in this series, to say, yes, access to education should not be dependent on wealth, but we also really want to talk about the impact that having an education has on individuals, how it has changed your life. I mean, we spoke a bit about that. Maybe you can just, go through it again with me, so our audience kind of understands the power and the position that you are in right now because of that opportunity to get an education.
I'm getting goosebumps now for this question. So the thing is this, I believe that education is the foundation of life. Like, you need education in any area of your life. If you want to succeed, some formal, some informal of education you need, whether it's reading a book, whether it's taking a course, whether it's studying at the university, And for me, I believe that especially if you are struggling and you're coming from a poor background, in my case, I didn't come from a family that had wealth. So the only way my only ticket was basically studying, going to school and getting an education. For me, that was the only ticket. I then went to and study, and then there was a lot of negativity studying, because in the community people were saying that, what's the point, you can study, there's so many graduates at home. You know what I'm saying? Those were the kind of things I was told, but I didn't listen to no one, because I believe that if you want something, you have to go for it, you have to fight for your dreams. It's not what you want, thousands of other people want it as well at the same time. So you have to do something that's going to set yourself apart. So like, education has, like, I wouldn't say changed, but it has radically transformed my life. I've improved in all areas of my life, emotionally, financially, physically, psychologically. I've invested in all areas of my life because I was able to get an education, and get a good job, to look after myself. Education has opened so many doors for me as an individual. Education also allowed me to continue to learn and expand on my current knowledge that I have as well, so that I can grow as an individual. Unfortunately, we are a poor country. The majority of the people are poor in South Africa. So, and I was one of them. And I'm not saying I'm rich, but I'm getting there. I'm building.
You're in a better position.
I'm in a better position
than
right
when
now.
you were
previously. Because I can tell you something. I grew up in a Wendy house. The Wendy houses. We grew up in a Wendy house. No matter where you are, that doesn't define where you're gonna end up. You know what I'm saying? So
that's very inspiring. So Chadley, if you can maybe talk us through where you are right now. I mean, we are having this interview at your offices. Tell us a little bit more about where you are right now, where you work, what you do, and the skills and knowledge that you acquired through your educational journey that you are implementing currently in this position.
Okay, so currently, as I said, I'm currently working at the Western Cape Education Department as an HR practitioner. I'm in the recruitment space, so I do recruitment for the Western Cape government, more particular on the support staff base. So I'm not doing recruitment for teachers specifically, but for psychologists, architects, and the management staff of the head office of the Western Cape Education Department. So that is where I play a role. My role in the department is critical, because without me, certain service delivery in the Western Cape Education Department won't be possible, because we need to employ competent and talented individual to take education department forward. You understand? So I'm doing interviews. So my daily job consists of conducting interviews, you know, meeting various clients. I work like right across the Western Cape. You know, I travel a lot in my job as well. I go more to the West Coast towns. I work in the southern suburbs, and I work everywhere. You know, and this job has really allowed me to build network and also improve my communication skills as an individual. I'm more confident now, you know, I can go into meetings and have a voice. I'm a very techno-savvy, advanced individual.
Yeah.
So like I'm very passionate about recruitment systems. I mean, recently I got awarded best research proposal in the business faculty
Well
of
done.
CBUT, you know. So my research was basically focused on how digital technologies can enhance the recruitment and selection practices in government as a whole. You know what I'm saying? I've identified many challenges governments are facing and then came up with various solutions that they can implement. And like, you know, I presented it at the research conference last year, you know, and I won first prize. So and for me, my research is basically practical. It can be implemented, you know, because all of the things that I got, it's basically implementable, you know, and it's things that our organization, because I conducted the study in our organization and I interviewed various people in the organization to find out the challenges that they are facing in the system, you know, and I've identified it and came up with a solution, but I haven't taken it up with like management. Yeah, I've gained a lot of skills, recruitment, you know, like I'm very much rooted into recruitment. I have a little bit of change management experience. I've worked on various culture change projects where we basically take organizations through a process of change. You know what I'm saying? I was involved with various workshops with senior managers as well.
So you've received quite a substantial exposure in terms of your career. And we want to know, Chadley, because at Feenix we believe in not just changing the life of the individual, but we know that when we change the life of the individual, it always filters down into society, into communities. So my question now is, how has this role, the role that you are in right now, allowed you to have an impact in your community, your closer community? Because we've spoken about on a much larger scale, I mean, having to do research on government processes, and that's you literally changing society. But what I want to know is on a more smaller scale, community-based, where you come from, how has education or this position allowed you to be able to influence your community, and how are you actually influencing your community?
I think I'm very passionate about helping people. Currently in my role, I have a LinkedIn profile where I help people across the world, because LinkedIn gives you global exposure. So people message me every day, they ask me, Chadley, could you help me with my CV? I would like to apply to the Western Cape government, you know. So I'm helping people structure their CVs, you know. That is the kind of work I'm doing it for free, you know what I'm saying, for my community. And I mean, my job has allowed me basically, not only in my work capacity, you know, because like I believe if you're working, you just not growing professionally, but you need to grow personally, you know, and you need to use your skills that you acquire in your job also to enrich your life on a personal level. You know what I'm saying? So like the job that, like, I've been employed in the Western Cape government, but I'm also very much passionate about property investments, you know. So like I've invested into real estate, working also, using my money, because remember, like I told you, I have no inheritance, I have no wealth, there's no one that's going to give me absolutely nothing. I have to secure my future, I have to secure my kids' future. So that is how I'm thinking at this current moment. So I can't just grow in my career professionally, but I have to create some sort of foundation, wealth structure that's going to preserve and look after me in the future, you understand? So apart of that, I've been buying multiple properties in the community, and when I buy a property, it's always a distressed property. So then I get people in the community, I employ them, and then they do the construction work for me. So that's how I've also been contributing to my community by creating these jobs for people, you know, when I have a project in the community. You know, also going to schools, you know, motivating and speaking to the younger generation. That's what I've been doing here.
So Chadley, why do you think it's important for people to invest in the education of students?
Look, I think in our country, you know, that we are previously disadvantaged. The majority is struggling. And I think that, you know, in order for stimulation to happen in our country, we have to invest in education, because investing in education will also decrease the rate of unemployment, you know what I'm saying, and it will also close the gap between the rich and the poor, those that were previously disadvantaged, you know. It's also important to invest in education because people's mindsets should change, you know what I'm saying. We need a change of mindset, and also very important, so that new innovation, technological advancements should take place in our country. That is why it's important to invest in education, you know. And also, if you invest in someone's education, that will allow them to contribute to the economy, you know what I'm saying, and also impact their family and their family's family, you know. So for me, I think it's very critical because that, you know, investing in education takes away so much socio-economic barriers for a person. They are able to move into a better area, financially they can take care of themselves, health radically improves, you know, you're stress-free. You know what I'm saying? We must move away, we can't struggle anymore. Struggle is long gone. We have to rise, you know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. So education isn't just, you know, someone going to school. It's literally, you are changing that entire person's life.
That's it.
Health, social, economics, how they can build wealth generationally for the people that are gonna come. So you are not just setting someone up, you are setting up almost an entire generation or an entire community. So Chadley, given your experience, what advice would you give a student who is on the Feenix platform and they are also, just like you were once, trying to pursue their educational goals? What would you say to them?
So firstly, I think it starts with all inside of you as a person. You need to think big. Your goal needs to be bigger than where you are currently at. Because I think a lot of times that we are so consumed with our environment that we forget about our dreams and goals. It's important also for youngsters to embrace uncertainty, you know, and step into the unknown, take massive action. And it's good to be vulnerable. Don't be ashamed of your situation. Reach out to people. You know, there is people that is willing to help you. You just need to be positive all the time and think big. Don't be consumed by negativity. That's the thing. You know, write down your goals. If you want to become an accountant, write down your goals. If you don't have funding, how do I get funding? Write down if there's funders available. Write down all those funders. Reach out to them. Make a list, you know. If you reach out to 100 funders, 2 or 3 will come back to you with a response, you know. It's all about like reaching out to people and not being afraid to ask for help. Because I think a lot of times, you know, the help is out there, but it's just that we as people, we don't want to ask for help. How can you be helped if you don't ask for help? You understand? So we must not let our circumstances get the better of us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look where I came from. I always the reason why I'm here today is because of my imagination, because of my vision, because I was on university, you know, I had rich friends and all their parents could afford to buy them cars. But you know what? I was traveling train to campus every day. But that didn't make me less of a person.
Yes.
You understand? Because I knew that I wasn't gonna travel train forever.
Yeah.
This is temporary. I didn't compare myself to anyone, you know, and I'm grateful for where I started. You know, I didn't have the best of life. Most importantly, like, I would also encourage people to also like put God first in their life. You know, that is very important, to have a spiritual relationship, because on my journey, being alone and having that connection with God helped me also grow immensely. You know, so that is the last message I can give to students out there. I feel like we need to embrace uncertainty and take action and never give up on our dreams. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my message to
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much, Chadley, for that. So my understanding of, if I'm going to summarize it, you know, maybe in just a sentence about what you said is, if you're a student and you are on the Feenix platform, don't give up.
Yeah, don't give
Dream
up.
big.
Yeah.
Do not allow your current circumstances to define you, because there's always something bigger than you. And think about that one thing that is bigger than you, and always be willing to tap into your communities, because help is always there. It's just a question of you asking. So don't sit and say, you know what, tap into your communities, because help will always be there for you.
And especially for students that like is struggling, if you see your family struggling, that must be your motivation to change your circumstances. You mustn't become a victim. You need to take it upon yourself and tell yourself, I am gonna change my life and those around me. We have to become serious about our futures. Yes. I feel like we are too relaxed. We can't be relaxed, you know. We have to take our future serious, because time is limited. You think you have all the time, it's limited.
You actually don't.
You don't.
You actually don't. Thank you so much, Chadley, for giving us this opportunity to speak to us, to be in your space, to inspire us. I mean, as the staff at Feenix, this is inspiring. This is our why. This is why we do what we do. This is why we wake up every morning and we push so hard, because we see students like you who come onto the platform with things not so great in life. And, you know, a few years later, we have a sit down with the same student, and it's just so inspiring that you come in with a dream, and now it's like that dream is realized and you're dreaming even bigger. So we really, truly appreciate this opportunity. And I really hope that for other students who are out there, who are on the Feenix platform, when they see this, they realize that it is absolutely possible. And to our donors, our community, the people that actually hold us together, when they see this, I hope they realized how far their investments have gone. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Chadley, for speaking to us today.